Well, we're having this conversation live, not the only me one. It's kind of fun looking at all the stuff that they're doing. I didn't realize you could have only me and public, and then you can send them to just friends or just pages. The new Facebook's pretty decent. They have improved it a lot of times when people improve something, they think it's an improvement, but if you don't know how to use the thing to begin with, usually it messes it up. At any rate, wonder if we could converse for a moment, maybe several moments, about the disaster of belief. The function of thought is actually our first stage of sleep. When we are thinking, we are in our first stage of sleep, a slight movement away from reality because our mind is preoccupied with wishing for the future or hoping or praying or dreaming or some nonsense like that, or worrying about the future, or being sad about, looking back at the past. So the disaster of belief happens when you believe something. Hello, Jillian. The reason to believe something is zero. No reason to believe anything. The only people who believe things are lazy people, people who have no energy, no ability to live in the present, to live now. Belief is always of and from the past. Worse, when you believe something, it causes you to repeat the thing that you believe. Individually, it causes your life to repeat itself. So save that tie you were going to throw away because in 20 years it's going to come back into style. But of course, that's collective belief. And collective belief is where we're stuck right now. We are stuck in the collective belief. Well, the most prevalent one is Christianity. The most prevalent belief that we're stuck in is about 2,000 years old. That's when the old boy was hung. Well, no, he was hung when he was alive, but they hanged him. That's another conversation. So what's true about that is, for the Christian nation, or really any religion, because they're essentially all the same, is that we are repeating the last 2,000 years over and over and over and over because we believe things. Now, here's the problem. The other problem with belief is it's a function of thought, knowledge, which means that it can have tentacles that go everywhere. If you notice in our country here in America, we have a huge element of belief. We have an idiot running around yelling he won the election when he lost by 8 million votes and 306 universal whatever those things are. He's following his belief that he picked up from, or has studied Hitler. Hitler did the same thing in the 30s and was successful. Now, he was successful with the whole country. Here in America, Trump's only successful with a small portion. Well, not small, 71 million people fell for the old Hitler tell a lie, make it a big one, and keep repeating it, and they'll believe it. Hell, these people are running around finding all kinds of ways to make Trump lie, make his lie believed. So, is it possible then for each of us to look within ourself and discover every belief that we hold? Because the belief on the large scale is of huge consequence, obviously. But even a larger consequence is when we believe things within ourselves. Because here's the secret to it. When you allow yourself to believe things, then beliefs can be poured on you like water out of the ocean, and you'll believe them all. I don't even want to get started in all the ridiculous things that are being put forth. And of course, here in America, with this newest thing, QAnon, and it's taking a huge leap forward, all because of something that's actually larger than God, larger than Jesus, larger than the virgin who gave birth. Look, it's even larger than the talking snake. One word. Almost put two fingers up, didn't I? One word. Belief. If you have fallen into the effect of belief, then you have gone to hell. You see, because heaven is when you speak the truth, when you just tell the truth. That's it. Hell is when you lie. And all belief is of the past. It's of knowledge, it's of thought, and of course belief. Therefore, it's of hell, if you will. You died and went to hell when you lie. Because when you lie, then you have to tell another lie to cover that lie, and the lie. In the situation happening in America now, one big hondo grab women by the, whatever he grabs them by, and do whatever you want to do with them after you grab them, tells lies, and his 71 million people, like sheep, jump, and they run around seeing if they can prove his lie to be truth. A lie cannot be proven to be true. However, it can be made into a truth. The manner in which you make a truth out of a lie is you say, wait a minute, I lied. See, suddenly now what are we doing? We are saying, I lied. And that's the truth. That's how you make a lie out of the truth. In every lie, there is a truth, and in every truth, there is a lie. That's the manner in which both of them die, if you will. Die, I don't know about die, but. So, in this conversation somewhere, perhaps you will find a gem, or the secret to life. That is, we are collectively trapped in knowledge, thought, and belief. Now here's the, for lack of a better word, I'll use the word secret. In order to discover where you're trapped, you first must discover the weakest link of the trap. And in the dimension of knowledge, thought, and belief, belief is the weakest link. However, it also has the largest tentacles because they can go anywhere. Once you believe something, I mean, you can tell, wow, just keep right on going. And as Hitler, well, they're the same person essentially, will tell you if you keep repeating it, if you keep holding on to it, the more people will buy into the nonsensical, absolutely idiotic belief. So if you can consider this, belief is the starting point that is the possibility for you to evolve. To evolve means create a new human being, a new consciousness that has no violence at its core. The consciousness that now rules this planet is the consciousness of knowledge, thought, and belief. And as I've already said, the weakest point, the chain, the weakest point of that is belief. And yet that's a strong, strong, strong attachment, because we're taught to believe right from our birth almost. If we're unfortunate enough to be born into a religious family, then of the 4,200 religions on our planet, who knows what all of the beliefs. Can you imagine how many beliefs there are in 4,200 religions? Because all of them are a little better than the other religion. All of them spouted from one religion, if you will. And all of them have their belief as to why they are the only way you're going to get to heaven. And heaven is a belief as well as hell. Now, lie, which is hell, and truth, which is heaven, is not a lie. Those are real. So, is it possible for you to take a look at the weakest link in the trap where you live? Now, I don't want you to believe this, but I'm going to tell you something. You live in the trap of knowledge, thought, and belief. That's the trap we've been living in for thousands of years. And the escape from that is through the weakest link of the three, which is belief. So you could create the possibility within yourself to negate, what a perfect word, negate every belief. And by the way, it's simple to do. All you have to do is say, I negate every belief. No longer believe anything. Don't believe you're a man if you happen to have one of those things hanging down. Don't believe you're a woman if you happen to have one, the one that goes in. Don't believe you're a Republican if you happen to live in the United States, or a Democrat, or even an American. I mean, you might consider that you are of the male persuasion or the female persuasion, but those things aren't belief. Now, you wouldn't want me to do it, but if I were to say I'm a male, I could prove it by standing up and, taking my pants, and you'd say, well, I don't know what you'd say. I don't want you to know. I don't want to know either. But at least you would say, well, he's a male. And if you're a female, then you could do the same thing, stand up and say, and then people say, well, yeah. So you see, there's no lie, there's no belief, no anything. Well, except that we're still using language, which is our trap as well. So, is it possible for you to consider the negation? Maybe that's something I'll speak about next time. Negating every belief that you hold. You don't always have to be right. You don't have to control everything in your life. You don't have to fight, argue, and make sure that you are always right and control everything. I wonder. All right, we're almost at 15 minutes, and I've been told that, what do they call that? Time people can pay attention. What do they call it? Attention span? Yeah. So I better shut up. A perfect experience of having no belief of any sort is sent to each of you. All belief is a lie.